Let's start with the currently airing one, which is Yaneko, Chainsmoker Cat. I don't know about you boys. I think this show is brilliant.
What the fuck is what I have to say about this show.
Yeah, it is.
What the fuck?
It is an absolute what the fuck show, but my God, what a
Who approved this?
What a nice breath of fresh air.
How?
Well, it's actually the opposite, Joey. It's actually the opposite.
This is, I'll tell you what they're breathing, Joey, and it's definitely not fresh air. Okay, it is. This is basically fucking Trainspotting, but anime edition with cat girls.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
That is the best way I can describe this.
That's a brilliant way to describe this.
I mean, they reference Trainspotting a couple of times in the opening.
A lot in the opening.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is an interesting show. Do you want to explain episode 1, maybe? I don't know how we... I mean, literally the first scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you know within 2 minutes if this show's for you.
Yeah, so basically the premise is it's set in modern day Japan where I guess Japan has these anthropomorphized cat girls who are living in the society of humans. And our main character, whose name is Yaneko, or Yani literally meaning cigarettes, I believe. No, Yani is like the tar. That's the word.
Oh,
Isn't it like Yanni and Laurel?
Yeah, so yeah.
Who do you hear?
So Laurel Cat for the dub. For those of you watching the dub. So she is a cat girl who is living in a pretty despondent, very poverty-ridden modern day Japan, where she lives in this really crappy one-bedroom apartment, has no job, no money, and she is a serious chain smoker, as the title of the show might suggest. And it's essentially her daily shenanigans and a collection of short stories of her trying to do anything and everything she can to get that next cigarette hit. And all of the characters that join along the way are just as filthy and disgusting as she is.
Yeah, I mean, let's start off with episode 1 first, because I think there is a escalation in episode 2 that I want to get to.
Yeah.
Episode 1 already set the scene pretty well about the kind of show you are about to get into. I mean, it's funny. I got into this and I was just like, "Oh, this is weird." Cat girl addicted to cigarettes. Is this going to be like? I'm surprised it's got greenlit, you know. And then by halfway through, I'm just like, "Damn, this is the best anti-smoking campaign I've ever seen in my life."
I was like, it makes smoking seem so gross.
I've seen some people on the internet that are like, "Yeah, I might get into smoking off this." I'm like, "Did we watch the same show?"
It's like I only want to get into smoking when I see like Mads Mikkelsen smoke.
Yeah.
Like when I see him smoke, I'm like, he's kind of the worst person to smoke because I think it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then I see this and I'm like, ew.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop and Great Pretender are the shows where I'm like, smoking looks cool. Yeah. This is not that.
Yeah, I mean, it starts off and all I remember is you see the scene of like her just like chain smoking cigarettes, and you see her room and like one fucking side of this room, and you're like, man, Asmongold's gonna watch this and want to get his life sorted. You know, I'm just like, what is this? What is the absolute state of this room right now?
But I will say though, the literal opening scene to the first episode is the most beautiful unboxing of a cigarette box I've ever seen in my life. Like, they over-animated this shit so hard where I'm just like...
why does this look so good?
It is so well animated and so well directed.
It is actually one of the best looking shows I've seen this season.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be.
It
shouldn't be.
Isn't the first scene like she's like trying to find a cigarette or something in her room, and then the landlord comes in and is like, "Hey bitch, can you pay me?" And then...
Oh, yeah, and then she's in the middle of changing, right?
Yeah. She's in the middle of changing, so he sees titties.
Yeah.
And then he's like, you know what, never mind. And then it cuts to this is like within like 20 seconds of starting the show, by the way. Then it cuts to a scene of the landlord fucking beating his meat, going, "Why does this shit turn me on?" And he's like beating it. And then it cuts back to her where she has like, I don't know what this is. I've never heard of this, like nicotine shits, where she's like, you see a full stream of shit coming out.
Yeah.
And they show it all. And you're like, this is the grossest thing.
That's why you like it.
That's why he likes it, because it's shitting.
She shit herself in like 5 minutes.
Just like me, for real.
She literally just shits herself in 5 minutes. Yeah, they show the stream of shit, which I was like, fucking, I was surprised with. I was like, okay.
Yeah, it was kind of like, I mean, to be fair, I'm glad they did it, because it's like, hey, this is what the show is.
Yeah.
Turn it off now if this is too much.
Yeah, if you cannot acclimatize to the show within the first minute, then just turn back now.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. But yeah, then there are some other very hilarious is the only way I can describe it scenes where like she finds some change in her house. She goes to the combini to buy a pack of Mevius, pack of cigarettes.
I'm surprised Mevius actually greenlit their
Yeah, I was
brands
surprised.
on this.
Right?
I was
Like
like,
they straight up show the brand of cigarettes, which is
Yeah.
kind of crazy. And then as she's walking home, she does this like beautifully directed fucking unboxing. You know, she does this whole thing of like, you first have to pull 5 cigarettes out and then you have a little space there to perfectly fit 100 yen lighter inside of it.
Yeah.
And it's perfection.
Yeah.
And then as she's holding these 5 extra cigarettes, she trips and a bunch of the cigarettes get stabbed into a piece of shit that's on the
more
side
shit.
of the road.
Yes.
And so at first she's like, well, fuck, at least I got the rest of the box. She then turns around and goes, dead ass says, if I just chop the bits off of it, it's still good.
Oh, bro. Brother, ew. Brother, ew.
Brother, ew.
Brother,
It is so disgusting.
It's so gross.
It's so depressingly disgusting as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of convinced that the author of this made this show to limit test how far weebs would go to thirst over an anime girl. Because they have made probably the most disgusting waifu to exist in the history of anime.
100%.
Like that scene where I can't remember if it was at the beginning, but that scene where she's like, yeah, my breath kind of stinks. And you just like the fucking putrid breath just comes out. And I'm like, nah, I'm good, dog. I'm good. That shit stank, man.
But
And they keep showing her tits.
yeah,
They always show her boobs.
Yeah.
because I have to remind you that there's like a 1% potential for waifu material there.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first like 5 minutes were like amusing. You know, there are a few things where I'm like, wow, this is pretty shocking. And it's kind of like this kind of shock humor. And then the 5-minute mark hits, and then it just kind of gets depressing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. So I guess the part of the show where for me it went from this is hilarious and disgusting to actually this is kind of awesome is the end of the first episode. So throughout the first episode, you kind of acclimatize yourself to the situation that the main character is in, where it's like she has no money, and any money that she can scrounge up isn't used to like better her life, but rather just to get that next nicotine hit, right? But the part where I think it started to get quite interesting was when Imoko, Yaneko's little sister, gets introduced. And she's, I guess, still living at home or whatever it might be, living a normal life. And, she is aware of Yaneko's situation, but also is not supportive of it. Like, she obviously, still loves her sister and wants her to better her life and quit cigarettes and stuff like that. And the part that sold me on this show was near the end, where Yaneko has this dream where she's at the doctor with her sister, and the doctor's like, yeah, so you have lung cancer. Shocker. You have 5 years to live. And, you got to quit cigarettes now. She wakes up from that in a fit and calls her sister up, kind of crying and like lamenting over like, I'm going to stop. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to do it for you. I don't want to like make you sad anymore. And I think like that part really sold me because like, I know people in my personal life who are or were very incredibly heavy like smokers and who lived in, levels of poverty, maybe not to that extent, but very similar. And, who kind of felt like their life was just over. Like there was no way out. There was no light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. And, I think the show like very subtly does a really good job of like not only exposing the fact that there are people in Japan who do live a life like this, but also for how for a lot of them they use they abuse substances and they become cigarette addicts and they become drug addicts to kind of mask away the pain of their life situation, and how very few of them, even with like family members who are there to potentially support them, kind of push them away in some regard. And I think like the end of that first episode was really nice because it kind of sees like even for a little bit this like very serious moment of where Yaneko kind of comes to terms with like how fucked her life is and how much she's dug her own hole, essentially. Of course, that whole scene ends with her just like lighting up a cigarette anyway.
Yeah.
But I think even for a little moment, it was quite cool that the show actually even touched upon that in some way, in a rather serious way, right?
Yeah, and I think that is where I hope the show is gonna go towards. Maybe like a kind of like message about addiction and substance abuse in general, or just like a kind of like how addiction can ruin a life. Which is why I hope, like, I got to the end of the first episode and I was like, damn, I actually like genuinely just want her to turn her life around.
Yeah.
Right. This is sad, man. This is depressing. Which brings us to kind of like the second episode, which I thought the first episode was wild. The second episode fucking ups the ante by like tenfold, man.
Yeah.
Because it tackles one thing you rarely get to see in anime. And that's hard drugs.
Yeah.
That is hard drugs.
So we're introduced to Yaneko's neighbor, who is another cat girl, who I think, Masako, but Yaneko refers to her as Yakuneko. Yaku, for those of you who don't know in Japanese, means hard drugs. So the name speaks for itself. She's like, fuck, I need some cigarettes. She sees the smoke coming from her neighbor's place, and Masako is like smoking a cigarette.
Yeah.
And Yanyeko's like, give me that. Takes a hit and she's like, is this really a cigarette? And she's like, this is definitely a cigarette. Don't ask me.
I really loved the animation style when they were like cutting between that to
Just like,
let the viewers know that it is hard drugs. Hard drugs, but
they don't say it out. They don't say it explicitly, right?
Are they allowed to in Japan? Are you allowed to depict that? I actually don't know.
I mean, they did depict it, and I think that's where the whole joke of like, it's definitely a cigarette, guys. Don't ask any more questions kind of comes from.
It's a special herbal cigarette.
Yeah, definitely.
That gets them weird. And actually, one thing I forgot is I want to shout out the voice actress of Yaneko.
Yeah.
I don't know how she does it, but her coughs sound so fucking realistic. Yo, when she hit that blunt, I was like, how did you get that cough so accurate?
That's another thing about this show is that not just Yaneko, but all the voice actors are way too good.
Yeah.
Like they're way too convincing for their separate characters.
Yeah.
And that like, it just seems like it seems like such a real performance. It's like they were in the recording booth and they were like, take a hit of this cigarette before you record your next line.
It was so convincing that I was like, are they method acting right now? Like, what's the deal with this? Because that cough sounds far too convincing.
I imagine if there's like, someone in the staff who's working on the show is like a heavy smoker and they're like, hey, what would you do right here?
I mean, knowing the anime industry, there's probably a lot of people.
Yeah, right. I mean, there's a lot of people who smoke in the industry, so it's not surprising. Wouldn't be surprising.
Yeah. And then I thought that part was already fucking crazy when they introduced, her smoking crack. Let's be real. We know what it is. And then literally the next scene, Yaneko walks into Masako's apartment and she's just straight up shooting up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And I was just like, oh, okay. I thought the furthest extent was like her smoking it.
Yeah.
Now we're actually seeing her shooting it up.
Yeah, because, we have seen, we've seen weed before depicted in anime.
Yeah.
It's rare, but we've seen it before.
I don't think that was weed though.
You don't?
I don't think so.
I thought it was weed.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, she got like bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, but any other drug can do that to you. Not that I would know.
What are you, the expert here, Joey?
Not that I would know.
I'm pretty sure it was weed because it was like rolled. If it's crack, it's like a pipe.
Yeah.
You can roll it up.
Roll up crack?
Who the fuck rolls
I've never heard anyone rolling up crack.
I don't know. Whatever it is.
As the crack inspector here, I think
I just assumed it was crack because the next scene she's shooting it up.
I thought that was heroin.
I mean, she was shooting up something.
She was shooting up something. I don't know what it was.
They never explicitly say it in the show. But
it was just in generic brown vials.
It was, yeah. So I don't know exactly what it was.
Well, they didn't actually say the name of what they were like smoking and shooting up.
Yeah.
But I assumed the first one was weed.
Yeah.
And the second one was heroin or
something
else.
Peptides.
Peptides.
She looks Maxine. It's not weird.
Ozempic. She's looking after a figure.
It was quite funny though that Yaneko didn't really seem to give a fuck.
Yeah.
She
was like, anyway, can I have some cigarettes?
Yeah. I was like, that's cool. That's cool. So, cigarette?
Yeah, and it was super surreal just to see actual like hard drugs depicted in anime, not just as like a like a community thing. Like these characters are actually like shooting up, and it actually like made me think, what is the reason that we don't get to see like depictions of this in anime normally is just because this would never be greenlit under normal circumstances?
I think it's just because manga authors and just authors in general probably don't have a lot of experience to derive off of to write about it. You know,
I believe wasn't this author have some experience or something with this? Or
I
not?
wouldn't be surprised if this author, I wouldn't be surprised if like some aspects of this show is based off of the author's actual real life experiences.
There was something, I didn't fully read the article, but there was something. Maybe I should find it real quick.